from personal experience, I would advise that everybody will spend about 3 to 6 months to know your sphere of calling. Because once you cross 6 months, chances are that if you don't create your own environment, you will never create it. All your convictions you have made in life will disappear. It will evaporate from your heart. Because after 6 months, the real issues of life will now start confronting you. They will stop giving you money. When you are hungry, nobody else you have eaten. Now they ask you, it's going to stop. You realize that your uncle you used to call, now when you call him, he doesn't pick. Only gives you blue ticks. So the reality is now going to set in, coupled with the frustration of Ghana government. So all these realities now begin to set in. If you don't find this early, chances are that all these things are talking about, you forget about it altogether. But if you find it early, this is what will happen. Even when you are doing your national service, it will guide you not to make certain decisions. And it will guide you to make certain decisions in light of, so that when people are terrified, what do I do in my life? You are calm because there is something you know about yourself. Me, I'll do something with that has to do business. Me, no. I see myself in leadership and government and policy and all those things. That's where I see myself. For me, I love media, communication and all those things. That's why I see myself doing something. So you are now building yourself into that. Here, we talk about your life assignment. Your special life mission is about your life what? Assignment. Your life assignment, or what people call my life calling, or what people call destiny. So your life mission, your life calling, your life assignment is all about your what? Your destiny. But here it's about what? Purpose. Code 1 is about what? Purpose. Please, do we get it? Okay. So your life mission is unique and tailor-made to you. Your life mission is what? Unique and tailor-made to you. Now, look at something. If somebody this simple thing that I just said, under the code 1, building character, contributing to human progress, developing yourself. Do you know that if somebody just begins to do that, natural, God has made life that you will be automatically promoted here. So somebody who is developing himself and helping people, by the time the person you realize that with time, you begin to develop interest in only some few places. The life is designed to, how do I call it? Be taking all the unnecessary things out so that you are now left with something to what? Focus on. But many people don't begin here. They want us to tell them here. So your special life mission is that unique contribution you are supposed to make here as a human being. Who are you? What must you do? This particular one, the videos are on YouTube. Okay, so I'm just giving you an overview. If you go on YouTube, you type Pastor Ansere, you'll see all the videos popping up. There are 2 things you must know. Number 1, your sphere of life, your sphere of calling. And number 2, your contribution to God's house. In fulfilling your life's mission, you must know your sphere of what? Calling, and then your contribution towards God's house. Now, under your sphere of calling, for those who are not church members who are invited to come, there are 7 areas of life your life calling will be in, and most of the time it will be in 1 or 2. Maximum 3. Nobody will have a life calling to all. So the common is 1, a few 2, very few 3. And here we are looking at whether you will be in the religious calling or you will do something that has to do with the building of family. This is where we have a lot of counselors and guidance. Okay, then you do something that has to do with academics and academia. Some people, they are called, for example, if for you love teaching, professorship, lecture, and all this, or some of it's not really lecturing, but you want to build something like a para-educational, something that goes with the normal educational systems, right? Your calling is into the academia or education field, or you are into media and journalism. We have let me talk about government. Here, government, we are talking about the press, the 3 arms of government: judiciary, legislature, what? executive, right? Then all those things, policy making and all these things. Then we have the arts and entertainment, the field of arts and entertainment, the field of hygiene, beauty works, all those things, movie actors, movie producers, they come under arts and entertainment. And then the last one, we have the field of business and economics. This is the entrepreneurs. You believe you are called to build businesses. You believe you are called to build businesses or help businesses stand. You are called into this field, economics and business. Now, please, from personal experience, I would advise that everybody will spend about 3 to 6 months to know your sphere of calling. The reason why I'm saying 3 to 6 months after school is because once you cross 6 months, chances are that if you don't create your own environment, you will never create it. All your convictions you have made in life will disappear. It will evaporate from your heart. Because after 6 months, the real issues of life will now start confronting you. They will stop giving you money. When you are hungry, nobody asks you, have you eaten? Now they ask you, it's going to stop. I guess what I'm trying to say here. You realize that your uncle used to call. Now when you call him, he doesn't pick. Only gives you blue text. So the reality is now going to set in, coupled with the frustration of Ghana government. I hope this one will change. Your pay will come on time, NSS. I pray it comes on time. So all these realities now begin to set in. If you don't find this early, chances are that you forget all this thing I'm talking about, you forget about it altogether. But if you find it early, this is what will happen. Even when you are doing your national service, it will guide you not to make certain decisions. And it will guide you to make certain decisions in light of the future you have pictured for yourself. So that when people are terrified, what do I do with my life? You are calm. Because there is something you know about yourself. Me, I will do something about it. I will do something that has to do business. Me, no. I see myself in leadership and government and policy and all those things. That's where I see myself. Okay, for me, I love media, communication and all those things. That's why I see myself doing something. So you are now building yourself into that. Please help you get me. Now, once you discover it, now even the books you buy, I'll come to the books you are supposed to buy. The books you buy, now it begins to guide you. Okay, let me talk about it. You see the 7 things I gave you, the development, maturity, spiritual. Can we mention it, please? Can we mention it? Number 1, spiritual, emotional. Good. So number 1, let's pick spiritual. When we come to your library, we should have spiritual books. What do I mean spiritual books? Books that help you to understand the Bible. Books, Christian literatures, let me put it that way. Christian literatures that teach you how to hear God's voice. Have a lot in your bookshelf. In fact, a lot has been written on it. But as you read and read, you will see a common principle that runs through. You now begin to modify it to your life. And that's how come I said I'm recommending this to you to begin with. The Mastering Aloneness with God. I'm recommending that to begin with. Then again, under spiritual development, I want you to also get books on prayer and fasting. Because many of you don't know how to fast and pray to get results. Then, this one I'll personally recommend it to you. If you can get any Bishop Oyedepo books on faith, eat it, buy it and eat the book. Any of Bishop Oyedepo books on faith, get it, eat it. I hope you get what I'm saying here, right? So, books on then spiritual warfare. Please get books on demons. Demons are not they are not fairy tales. Know them. Know your invisible enemies. Go to books of Acts, books on the kingdom of darkness, demons. Read about them. Know how they work, so that you know how to pray. Because this life is a wicked world. Don't live ignorant of demons. All under spiritual development. Okay. Then we now come to the next one is what? Emotional. Oh, there's a particular book that I read that really blessed me a lot. The first one is Office Politics. It combines emotional intelligence and social network. Social development. Wonderful. So it combines emotional and then social. Yes. Then there's also another book, How to Have difficult conversations. I hope I've gotten it right. Having difficult conversation. Good. That one is another good one. So all the topics that I gave you, right? Read along those lines. Please, I hope you are getting me. Then under intellectual, what do you call it? Development. That one, I don't know how many of us will like it. But read history and philosophical books. But there's a caveat on that one. If you are going to read this book, I would wish that you first know the biblical worldview first, before somebody poisons you with intellectual poison. Because if you don't have a certain grade and you start reading, even when they are saying junk, you won't know it. But at least with history, you can begin from there. Yeah, so in social, any books on relationships. And when it comes to friends, one of the best one, I think Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends, How to Make Friends, and wonderful, that book, good. Don't have it in your bookshelf. Read it. Read it. It's important. Eat That Frog is also another powerful book on emotional intelligence. Eat That Frog. Then please read the Old Testament, especially the stories of the people in the Old Testament. You will learn a lot of relational wisdom. When you are working under somebody, how do you behave? When you are the one in charge, how do you behave? You will learn a lot of wisdom by just reading the Old Testament stories. You will learn a lot. Then under the finances, let's get to the finances, and then for that one, I'll break the books into three. Right? 3 sets of books you must have on finances alone. Right? So let's leave that one. Let's go on finances. Here, please, everybody listen to me carefully. In your life mission, you must have a goal of what you will do for God and for His house. Until you make that decision here, the extra God gives to His children, you don't have it. You see, without the help of God and the help of the Holy Spirit, the best any man can do is in this realm. Once a man comes here and anchors himself here, because in the place of your life mission, there is a demand for you to contribute to the house of God, there is that extra favor. So whenever you hear people say favor, 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 you see, there's a reason why Lawrence Oyo, that song is now coming up in our generation. Because once a man anchors himself in his life mission, God is mandated for the man to live a favored life. It comes to only here. It is reserved for only Christians. Now, another thing happens. You can be a Christian and yet you don't tap into it, because in the planning of your life, you don't have any plan for the church and for the house of God. Now, because people have realized that in life, you can have everything planned, but there seems to be an extra thing you need. That's why they now go into the occult. Now, however, now something is rising nowadays. Hinduism and yoga is now eating into our culture and Buddhism. So now they have rebranded Buddhism and yoga and Hinduism, and people think it's harmless. It's not harmless. That's how come today you look at all these rich men and they are doing meditations. Eastern transcendental religious meditations is what they are doing, because they understand that there is a supernatural touch that will come, and that supernatural touch only comes to men that have a vision for the house of God. But if you don't have a vision for the house of God, then you must have a vision for Satan's agenda. This. How will you support the work of God? How many souls will you win? How is your life going to contribute to the church of God? How is your life going to contribute to it? Who will be in Christ because you lived? Who will be in church because you lived? Okay, up to this point, any question? Yes, please, sir.
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, so my question is in two folds.
Yes,
you
please.
See that I'm very much aware that most of us have heard the statement that some people are versatile. Like as not say not in the statement of jack of all trades, but pastor of none.
Yeah,
like
he's multi-talented.
The baby as a far.
Yeah.
And I feel to like, hey, sorry for using and also to, let's say that if you are someone who sees that kind of leadership in you, like right from infancy, childhood, if you notice that like every place you go, people want you to lead. That one, can you be in all of them like together at once, or you have to choose certain spheres of their calling?
Are you asking if they are together, or you think?
I'm saying that, for
uh-huh.
instance, if you see leadership in you,
Yes.
that means, let's say, for entertainment, you can be a
So,
leader there.
if-
For government, you can be a leader. For academics, you can be a leader there.
That is where your life mission comes in. So in your life mission, you must now walk with God and ask Him, which area of life is He calling me to lead? Because that leadership calling or that leadership abilities will correspond with other gifts you have. So whether you are going to be leading in entertainment or going to be leading in education, that leadership quality will not stand alone, independent of other gifts you have or other talents you have. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. So it will be that leadership plus other skills God is giving you. But as to what to do with that leadership, that's where your life mission comes in. And that one, it is your personal relationship with God that settles it. So the leadership in you, anywhere you go, you see a leader. Okay. But with the leadership, do you see other gifts in addition to it? Yes. Then that means these other gifts are also pointers. They are clues. Okay. Let me help you. What is your life mission? It is the point where pain and pleasure meet. Your life mission. It is that intersection. Can I ask you a question? If you have power to do everything and to change everything, what is one thing you want to change in this life? If you have the power, unlimited power to stop it. Now, the reason why it's taking him that long is a sign that he has not yet discovered his life mission yet. And please, it's not only him, many people. But for somebody, if I should ask the question, the first one they will say, I want to stop poverty. That now has defined your life mission. Because the point of pain is what poverty do to people, you hate it. And you are happy when you see people prospering. So the place where pain and passion meet, that is where life mission is born. And when it is born, now your leadership will play a role. Your other gift will play a role. Your communication skill will play a role. I hope you are getting it. That's it.
And also to the first question.
Multi-gifted.
Yes. Versatile people.
Yeah.
That one, is it possible for the person to do
it's an advantage that is a disadvantage. If somebody is very gifted in many areas, most of the time they don't really do well. And so you will not be called into all the fields. But what will happen is that in one field, you can do many things. Let me pick my example as a pastor, right? In my place as a pastor, with this my speaking skills, by the grace of God, I've built a church. If I keep at it, with my financial acumen, I can build a business out of the church. Still in the religious calling. Out of that, I can come up, because my background is science and medicine. I can also decide, okay, let's also build a hospital. Then because I love education and all that, I can say, okay, let's look at education. And even with the education, it can be that I will not even build a primary school. I'll build a Bible school. Okay. But if I begin to build university, secondary school, then although I'm into the religious, I'm combining. I also see that I have a calling in what? Education. And that's exactly what I'm currently doing. But then you cannot be gifted where you are called to every area. No. That's why I said by experience and by studying the life of others, many people are just called into one, but in that one, they are diversified. Then there are few that can combine two different spheres. Then very few combine three. Yeah. In history, there was a man that was a theologian pastor who was a vice chancellor and later became a president. There are not many. Yes, please. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please, any other question? Yes, please, sir. So we are done with questions and that is we're now going to finances, right?
Thank you, Pastor, for
You're
sharing
welcome.
a lot with us today.
Yeah.
I think I wrote something here.
Yes,
Building capacity building for life.
Yes.
So using situation to build character.
Yes.
So I want to ask, in the context of you being employed, do your national service, like human relationship, in the context of your using situations to build your character. Daddy, I want you to go further in the explanation.
Okay. Let me give an example. When you begin your national service, right, and let's say you are posted in a place where it looks as if they are using you, but nobody's paying you. Don't get angry and boycott it. No. Use that as a learning experience for you. And in that season, define what is your profit, not what is your salary. Your salary may be the allowance they give you, but your profit is that senior officer that you are under, weaving your way to his heart or her heart, and she opening doors for you. I've realized that some of the times, let's say you are posted to office, there is a woman there, you are working under a woman, the woman seems to give you so much pressure. Okay? Always understand that every human being can be cracked. No matter how you think difficult they are. Use that to build kindness. What do I mean? You are working under this person that is always difficult. One day in the month, buy her something, buy her lunch. Mommy, there's a certain joint here I bought for you. I just want to say thank you. That thing you have done, you think you have not done anything. You have, this is what I call honor. You have broken down her defenses. If there is an opportunity somewhere, you will come to her mind. Okay, so it doesn't matter what life throws at you. Once you understand that the purpose of life is to build character and to advance human life, see everything that is happening as an opportunity to build character and to do something better for human life. And once that is your thinking grade, you will always find a way out of life. It doesn't matter what is thrown at you. Even if you are employed and working under somebody. Let me say this. I'll get there when we talk about it, when we get to the financial session. But by the way, let's say after national service, you get employed and the pay they are giving you is very foolish. Listen. A bad pay is better than none. And use that season to envision the future. Because when you are at the bottom, you can really begin to see the lapses of those ahead. It can be that what you want to do, that you think, oh, this is what I want to do. That's not even what God really wants you to do. That job you are in, they are paying you, are not happy. By giving yourself 7 and looking at, they are not doing this right. They are not doing this right. They are not doing this right. Give yourself 3 years. Learn the business. Begin your own. With the lapses you have learned, build a business around it. And that fortitude you have built in receiving that less pay. You see, I spoke about fortitude as a character. That pay that is no good. Now, when you start your own, you see, when you start any business, it takes 3 to 4 years to become established. 7 years before it begins to bear fruit. 14 years before it begins to fly. I go right again. When you start any business, it takes 3 to 4 years before it gets established. So don't think you are going to be an entrepreneur today, tomorrow you are buying a car. Okay, it takes 3 to, what do I mean establish? You now begin to, okay, this is how this business operates. Oh, this is how the suppliers are. Oh, this is how my customers are. Oh, this is how the income, the inflow is. It takes 3 to 4 years. It gets established. You now have the space in the market. Then it takes another, from the 4 years, 3 years again. So from when you started, it's what? 7 years. 7 years, you now begin to see fruits. At least you can rent a better space from what you have started. If you even want to buy a car, you can even buy a car from the process, or somebody can add something to you and you can buy a car. You can even now buy a land. You cannot begin to think about it. But at the time it is flying, add another 7 years to the same 7 years, 14 years. So by 14 years, if you are consistent, now the business have a space, it is established, systems are working, and now it's flying. The advice I'll give you after school is that anything you begin to start from the scratch, give yourself minimum 10 years, maximum 14 years. If you don't give up, the nation will hear of you. And even if it is fooling, you are fooling. Fool for 10 years. I get what I'm trying to say here. If it is comedy, be consistent at it. What? It doesn't matter what you are doing. Consistency, minimum 10 years, maximum 14 years. You break through. Casey, how many years? How old are we now? 10 years. Now people are now beginning to hear our voice. So we are left with 14 years ahead of, 4 years ahead of us. Aha. So anything you are doing, David was called when he was 17 years. By 30 years, he was now a king. Joseph, 17 years. 30 years, he was a king. It's always between 10 and 14. Exactly. Any more questions? Okay. Where's the microphone? Okay.
Shalom, please.
Shalom,
Daddy.
shalom,
please,
please.
mommy. Shalom, please, reformers. Daddy, under primary universal purpose of all men.
Yes.
You spoke. You made mention of revealing Christ.
Yes, please.
And under that, you spoke on the 12 character traits.
Yes, please.
And you spoke of joy.
Yes.
So I want to understand how to maintain your joy when things go well and when they don't go well, and your enthusiasm, or how to get back the joy that you lost.
Okay, thank you. That's a very powerful question. Joy comes from your reason for doing things and who you want to please in life. That's where joy comes from. The logic of joy. When you lose the reason for doing things, you lose the enthusiasm for doing them. I think I've answered your question. So, why have the enthusiasm for doing what you were doing and what you started? Why is it lost? Why is it not there? Because the reason, the intent for what you were doing, you've lost it. You've lost focus. And you don't know who you are pleasing. So let me say, for example, if who you are pleasing is yourself, so that you can make a point. Whenever things is not going the way you want, so that you can make a point and feel good, joy will disappear. You see, all of us here, there is somebody we want to please. For some, it is very obvious in our head. But for some of us, we don't know because it's in our subconscious. So when things don't go your way the way you want, the reason why you are sad is not really because you failed, but because there is a point you want to make and you feel you can't make it. And whoever you want to please, you feel that you'll be a disappointment to the person. That is where it's coming from. So the intent for doing things and who is the object of your life you want to please. That's why God should be the highest reason why we do everything. So that you can still maintain your joy. If you know you did everything you were supposed to do and things didn't go right. And because God knows your conscience and your heart, you can still maintain your joy. Did that make sense? And the last thing I also want to add, please understand that you're a human being. You can't control everything. Don't try to micromanage your life. Especially this one goes for those who are perfectionists. They want everything to be straight. Why did you take the bed sheet from there? I don't like the bed sheet like this. Those kind of people, they are always sad. Because things always don't go the way they want it to go to. And that is how life is. So know what is under your authority you can control and things you cannot control. And trust God to guide life with you. Knowing why you are doing what you are doing and who you want to please. Your joy will be intact. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay.
Daddy, please, this is another question.
Yes, please.
Daddy, you said that when you do something for someone and the person does not appreciate, you should stop doing it. Like, okay, you gave a scenario where you had a friend and her sister, and you told him to sit with her. So this is my case scenario. I have an uncle who does a lot for my auntie, but she's been ungrateful. So in this case, what should he do? Should he stop doing all that he's doing, or
he should do. Okay, let me say something. Hello. When you are dealing with people and relating with people, begin always from a point of believing the best of them. So do what you can. Now, in what you are doing, it is expected that the person becomes appreciative of what you are doing. Assume the person doesn't know. So the next time there's an opportunity, hey, the first one that I did for you didn't even say thank you. Say it in a jovial mood, but say it. Okay. So that the person knows that, oh, what we did, we're expecting you to say thank you. Even saying thank you, people don't know how to say it. Please, thank you is not like thank you. No. You see, there is a whole psychology of thank you. There is a whole mental, behavioral, composure that comes with saying thank you. And depending on the culture you are in, you should demand it. For example, in Ashanti culture, if an elderly person does something for you, you don't just come and say thank you. Your parents and your uncles follow you to come and say thank you. You don't know that in your culture. That's what we do. Your parents and your mother, let's go and thank your uncle. We are all going. Okay. Now, if it is just peers, so I only said this because if for you, let's say those of you here, if let's say an uncle paid your school fees or whoever paid your school fees, after calling uncle to say thank you, let your mother call him. Let your father call him. If it is your elder brother that you are staying with, let your other brother also call and say thank you. Or else, it is a mark waiting you. That uncle will refer you one day. So depending on the culture, you should know how to say thank you. Now, if it is peers, then calculate words. Don't go to AI for words. Calculate words. Charlie, that thing you did for me that time. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, it held me on. Are you sure? Oh, stop that. Oh, no, I'm serious. You know, that particular day, this and this and this is what was happening. And when I asked you, you did it for me. Oh, Charlie, God bless you so much. Mean it. 2 days later, say it again. 1 week, say it again. And like, oh, why? Yeah, wait, 50 some of them also. You need that. So it registers in the heart of your friend that you are a grateful person. The next time you come, you will not be withdrawing from what he has. You'll be withdrawing from the thankfulness you gave. So people don't know. So teach. So let's say in this case, maybe the person doesn't know. We should find a way to let her know. If after knowing she still does it, then that one, you are left, it's up to you whether you want to do it or not to do it. And if you choose not to do it, you choose not to do it to teach the person a lesson, not to punish her. For example, let's say friends, right? You do something for your friend, the person just takes you for granted. He comes again and says, I need money. Say, you sit down. I did this for you this time. Where was the thank you? I did this. Where was the thank you? I did this. Where was the thank you? Hey, are you keeping a record? No. I'm saying you were a bad person. Most of you don't have friends that can tell you this to your face. That's why your character doesn't change. After that experience, your friend will go and tell other friends, this guy is a very stupid guy. He's foolish. Yes, be foolish. But let all your friends know that this our brother, if we keep this attitude, if you see, some of you have certain friends that you condone bad character. You are 3-4 friends. One person has a bad character. Instead for you to sit in and say, Charlie, this thing that you are doing is bad. You're all like, oh, it's boys. It's not boys. It will go against him. So we withdraw so the person learns. If the person doesn't learn, we cut the person off. Let's say, those of you ladies who have brothers all around you, like you are one lady among men in the house. Such ladies rarely develop good character. Especially if the person doesn't have, if the men, let me put it this way, if your senior brothers around you or all the men around you do not push you to act well, such ladies really know how to talk. Because whatever he does, all the brothers say, oh, forget, it's our junior sister. Oh, is this our junior sister? Then they brush all your wrong character aside. So you meet somebody, The person says, no, you can't get away with this. Like, even my senior brothers, I'm not your senior brother. I get what I'm saying here. Because this is something your brothers were supposed to teach you. But you see, because you were the little sister, they forget it. Especially if you have elder brothers that have money. They just spoil you here and there. Bruh, I need 5,000. Oh, they give you 10,000. Bruh, I need 100 Ghana cedis. They give you 500 Ghana cedis. So you can take from here and take from here and take from here and take from here and never learn the value of what it means for somebody to give you money. So in such an instance, a friend or somebody must sit the person down and talk to the person that this thing that you are doing is not good. You must change. I hope I've helped you. Okay. I think there was a question over there. Then there's the last question. Then we move to the finances, right? Time is gone.
Daddy, please, shalom,
I hope
shalom.
I didn't waste your time, right? Okay.
Shalom, shalom, please, grad.
Yes, please.
Daddy, please, I want to know how you bridge living for others and then building your life around someone or maybe your children or something.
Good. Living for others and building your life around others. When you are living for others, you are living to bring them good by the development of yourself. When you are building your life around somebody, you are living for the vision of somebody without developing yourself in the way God wants you to develop. I'll go right again. When you are living for somebody in the positive context, live for others, live for humanity, it is serving them, solving their needs, bringing them a certain measure of goodness because of the level of personal development you are adding to yourself. Okay. However, if you are building your life around somebody, it is you serving the vision of another without developing yourself. So, let me take church for example. We are a commission. I am the leader. There is something we are achieving. The best thing you can do for me is to develop yourself. If you develop yourself, then you can contribute well to the vision so we can advance the vision we are supposed to advance. However, if you are living your life around me or making people to live your life around me, I am making all of you serve me. I don't make you grow and develop. So I become that one tall giant and everybody is a dwarf. So it's like you put your life on hold. Never to you see, you never come out from that pause. That's what I'm talking about. So this are some of the mistakes of our parents. When they put their entire life on hold, and all they were doing, it was only because of us. Now, when we now also go like, no, I want to go this way. This is where I believe my life is supposed to go. They feel we have betrayed them. What must happen is that Daddy will not forsake us. Daddy should add value to himself. Whatever he's doing, he will come and take off the house because God will demand that he takes off the house, right? When Daddy now gets to a certain place, he will better be able to lift us up. Let me ask a question. How many of you, if Daddy focused on his life, please not to say that current Daddy is not focused on his life, but based on what we are talking about, how many of you, if Daddy really had a certain start in life and really built himself in a certain way, and Daddy had money to do anything, how many of you would do the course you are doing? Or the course you just completed? You see, there and there, your life goal has changed. All because Daddy had resources in the house. That's what I'm talking about. So you will also limit your child if you don't live according to this pattern. Your child will have dreams, but he can't do it because you didn't build yourself enough to get it done. That's why one time in church, and I think you were not there, in a certain meeting, I preached a message called "Be Strong for the House." If you really love me, be strong. Don't be weak. Be strong intellectually, be strong economically, be strong spiritually, because that is the best way you can contribute to this work we are doing. Please, I hope I've held you right. Then again, in living for others, okay, there is a time when you will have to put your life on a hold for a time for a greater good. It is what we call you lose for others to gain because of God. Okay. So in losing for others to gain because of God, you don't have to count it as a loss, because you know that whatever you are losing or sacrificing, others will what? Gain. And it will achieve a better or a higher goal in God. Right? So that's how I'm also saying that you pursue what God wants you to pursue. But in pursuance of that, you also come to a place where you must sacrifice or lose for others to gain. That's what I mean by contributing to humanity. By the time it will come back with rewards. When the rewards start coming, don't forget your parents. Are you getting what I'm saying now? When the rewards of what you are doing now start coming, don't forget what? Your parents. Because now you stand on a better platform to help them. Do you know what I'm saying is making sense? Are you sure? Yes, please. But at this level now, you are coming out of school. If you decide to let the weight of the family weigh you, you won't do anything. You will settle for less. Because I saw this kakufi. So that's what I was trying to say. You're welcome.